Start out with a reset. I guess standard timing would mean that we start now. I don't. Honestly, I have no idea what. Well, I know one exploit for this game, and I've played it maybe once in the last, let's just say, 15 years. I played it enough as a kid to remember mostly where the tracks go. I haven't even worked out what the best shortcuts are to take on each stage. I've done a small amount of work in maths to work out where hopefully I can get to the fastest car using the exploit pretty quick. And that's about it. I haven't actually really worked on any techniques. I do remember like loving the soundtrack to this game as a kid when it came out in '98. Like I went around to a mate's place where he had his N64. The audio for the N64 was piped through his, well, I say his, it was his parents, but it was piped through their stereo. So you could actually run it out to cassette player or cassette recorder, because that was in that day one of those multi-level systems that had all the tiers. So we actually, in the sound test mode, I think you can actually you can select all of the different songs, and so we recorded off 2 tapes, one for me and one for him. Like, that was how much we loved the music for this thing. Like, it was totally 100% of its time. You know, it was released in '98, so it's super post-grunge. The Jarl is real. I've got no idea if the band are from Seattle, but they've definitely got the Seattle sound. I didn't use all my didn't even use all my turbos there, so I've left some time on the table. Missed the cash. Wonder if that's gonna hurt. Missed that too. I mean, it's only the first lap, so it's only 250. But it took a bounce at the point where I couldn't turn in and get the cash. Ooh, oh come on, I'm totally stuck. That, I'd rather have blown up than done that, I think. Would have lost less time. Because the thing is, I need to finish at least 4th. I need to finish at least 4th to get Yeah, the hitbox on that cache is pretty generous. Need to finish at least 4th to be able to progress to the next race. It's kind of like Mario Kart in that regard. So as long as I don't fuck up, it should be right. First is out of the question. No, I'm not going to make up a third of a lap. He's probably in one of these 4-wheel drives on. I'm still in the first car, so... Like I've lapped these slow drivers in the same car as me. Alright, 3rd looks like what I got. I'm like $750 off a car upgrade. Which will be pretty handy here actually, because there's the car upgrade gets you in a Jeep, so you get good ground clearance. Oh, need free nitro. I'm sure I should be holding them. I need them for clearing this. See, I'm still experimenting, like with how early you can press that and keep your speed through there. Oh, why don't I do that? I'm about to stand on the brakes. That wasn't a real smart move. I needed to keep that one anyway for the big cut. So otherwise I'm going to slow down too much through here. Alright, I'm definitely going to have enough money to be able to pull the exploit now. So it's pretty simple. You sell your car and you get the cash for it, and then because you've already bought that car, you can go back and quit your race, and it gives you the car and the cash. It's like so poorly programmed. But so what that means is I've now got, because it works out your wallet by giving you the value of your car plus whatever cash you've got. So by selling back to the cheapest car, I put more cash in my wallet, and then I quit. Back out to the main menu, which lets you reselect your car, and it allows you to select from all the cars that you've previously owned. So I previously owned this car, which meant that I could, where I quit, I could get the more expensive car for free. So now I've got my car value and my extra cash, and we're good to go. So we're riding the gravy train here. Because the other thing is, as your that's not good. As the value of the car increases, that means that the exploit gets larger. Because at the moment I'm making 12 grand on the sale because this car's worth 30 and the Beetle is worth 18. So that makes 12 grand on this sale. Versus, I don't know, when I've got one of the later cars that are worth 150 or whatever, and go back to 18, then I'm making 130, let's say. So there's a little bit of luck involved, a little bit of skill involved, because if I had have made $750 more by driving over those money pads in the first two races, which is a bit luck and a bit skill, then I could have... See, I missed that pad there for some reason. And then I could have actually gotten the Jeep a race faster or a race earlier, which the Jeep's significantly quicker, but also it lets me do the exploit earlier. So there's that new car that I just bought. I think it was worth 55. So I've just made free money. That's not a good idea, wasting that, because I'm guaranteed to blow up in this thing almost. Just like that. This thing's acceleration is ridiculous. It's so slow. Oop, missed it. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Is it Camaro? I mean, the long way around is not really long. It's just... I'm just guaranteed not to get any cash bonus. Oh, I missed it. Like, I haven't even actually experimented with manual transmission to see whether there's like any exploits out of that. Like whether jamming it down a gear or two is useful like it is in, say, Daytona. Oh no. Didn't have enough speed to break the nose of the boat. So that was not a good start. Yep. Got the wall. Got the wall. Alright, can I make up the length of what, well, it's not really straight, but first place is a fair way along. I'm looking on the mini-map, of course. I guess I don't think in these early seasons that the CPU takes these shortcuts. But it does look like the CPU automatically gets... Oh, fuck. It does look like the CPU automatically gets whatever car you've got. I should just use the boost over the right hand side, but oh well. Nice. That first lap was a stinker. 106 versus 50, so 15 seconds slower. There's a lot more to that than just... Oh, that's right, I blew up, didn't I? And this lap's going to suck as well. The other thing is, I guess you don't get a chance to do the exploit more than once, because you don't get to that car sale screen again until the end of a race. But I think from my maths that I did, if you unlock the Porsche then the next race you're able to unlock the McLaren. So I think I'm basically done in terms of cars. So it is very arcadey. Very arcadey. Which, I mean, I guess it's similar to the original Top Gear Rally in that way. I say original, like the N64 Top Gear Rally. Although, were the Super Nintendo ones, were they Top Gear or were they Top Gear Rally? I think they were Top Gear 2 and Top Gear 3000 or something like that. Missed the bypass. I don't think the long way, quote unquote, is actually all that much longer. It might even be shorter because you don't have to brake and hard turn. Alright, I've got 4 nitros. I need to start using these liberally. Yeah, it's longer, but I think with not having a brake, it's probably actually faster. Unskippable cutscene, apparently. $347,000 of cash. And get a free car. And this thing is just ridiculously overpowered. As you can see, if I'm blowing up into the... I mean, that car there that's running 9th is the... Like, it's one of the... You can pick 2 cars at start. It's one of the 2 original selections. So, like, the back markers still haven't been upgraded. And I'm already in the last car of the game. Like, ridiculous. Like, look how much further away first is compared to the rest of the pack. It's just absolute insanity. Ooh. I'm not sure why I'm going for that $1,000 bonus when I've got like $350,000 exploit. But this car, even with a crash, I did 39-second lap, 39.56. The Beetle was doing like just under sub minute, like 58, 59, I think, with a clean lap. And like I'm taking the same route with both. Going for that cash is so ingrained. I don't need to flick right. So I should not have to worry about cash whatsoever now. But slippery dippy. Trying to decide on the fly whether I go all the way around. I think I'm going to go all the way around because I might be less likely to crash. And I definitely don't have to brake coming out of the tunnel like I might have to otherwise. And because there's no major shortcuts on this track, I always struggle to win. These guys are still in their first lap. Although I guess winning doesn't matter. As long as I get fourth or better, that'll progress me to the next. The other guy's like, first is like half a lap in front of me. He's absolutely destroying me. Wonder if there's more to this track than I'm giving it. Yeah, that's what happens when you start with not full nitro. Now it's not going to be faster to slow down for this, so I think use a different route for the McLaren. In all those other cars, you just slow down to be able to go around the. So very useful that shortcut is. I couldn't get anywhere near that guy on the last track. On this one, no bloody issues, mate. The other thing is once this car's tricked out, it has this weird tendency to just clip through the floor. So I'm sure that if any proper speedrunners play this game, I'm actually able to work out something useful, because I've had weird instances where sometimes it put you forward, or sometimes it put you back. So I'm sure there's something in there. Hey, this might be the only run of this game it's ever done, so who knows. There's definitely going to be opportunity for improvement though. Because I nearly got in the Jeep a race earlier, which would have gear 11. Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you. Would have been in the Jeep a race earlier, which probably meant with the upgrade path I was into the McLaren a race earlier. And this is just a touch faster than, just a little bit faster than the Beetle. Ah, yuck. Come on, I've got to stop doing that. Yep, definitely go on the exit. It wasn't intentional, but it's not Mario Kart. You've got no control over your car once it's in the air. Actually, now I think about it, wonder if I'm playing in the wrong view. Like, if having the car on screen, it lags the game more. There we go. Finally clipped through the floor once. And that really probably didn't cost much. Fuck. Probably didn't cost much time. Because it skipped me forward, back right all the way down to the last, well, not the last, but that bottom corner. Yep. That one definitely didn't save time. I mean, I'm guessing it's just the standard thing about if you can increase. I say standard. It's like an exploit or a glitch that exists in a lot of games. If it checks your position when it's rendering the frame, not in between it. So if your speed overrides that, then you just go beyond the bounds. But I mean, there's some weird stuff. Oh, wow, I've completely forgotten about this track. We're going to have to go full experiment. As long as I come in fourth, that's okay, but I'd at least played some of the other tracks while I was doing the maths. This one I have not. Actually, that's right. I've done some weird things with that other waterfall before. Like there's got to be a shortcut to be found on this one if anybody ever looks at it, if I ever look at it. Just who else is going to look at it? This is a 21-year-old video game this year that nobody cares about already. Why is anybody going to care about it as a speed game? Because it's not a good speed game. But like if you go through the first waterfall and out of the next one, like you can skip across the roof and actually hit the waterfall and skip around a lap. Got to brake for that corner or else you run right over the edge. Ooh. Ah, far out. Now I wonder if we're reaching the seasons now where the competitors start to actually take shortcuts. I'm guessing not, considering that I had a pretty shitty lap there and I'm still within range. So I had a crash and it was still 34. This car is stupid fast. I mean, it's crazy fast before it gets upgraded. It's just insanity after it gets upgraded. I guess we're going through the tunnel. Just don't hit the edges because else they'll blow up. Well, they do start using the shortcuts now when they're obvious. Good. They've got a third of a lap to make up on the leader. He's just crossing the finish line now. Hey, that's being a bit genderist. Why are you going for that shortcut? That doesn't make any sense. But it's not a shortcut, it's an alternate route at best. But it's like, because you've got to slow down to brake for it, it's not worth going for. Like, it's maybe worth going for in the Beetle if you've just had a crash. You've got to turn too fast, turn too hard. It was probably okay, but it changed to that other camera. Which means that you're dead, no matter what. Because it goes to this, like, explosion camera. Hold on to it. Oh, come on. Whoop. It's probably faster in the end to actually go around the intended route. Although, I can't say any of these routes are intended. All of these routes are intended. Ooh. Lucky that's ice. Got away with that because of the ice. I say got away with it, it's a shit laugh. Ooh, boy. Oh, what? I don't know what happens there. I've seen it happen a few times, but... I'm down in second? Screwed something up, clearly. Oh, that's right, I screwed up this shortcut on the first lap. Eighth by the first corner. It's ridiculous. Whoop. What? Those floor clips are weird. So's grip. The grip's really weird on this ice thing. Like it slides and then you almost get to perpendicular to the road and it just grips up and fires you straight at the wall. It's the weirdest handling model once you get into this thing. Like, ooh, it works in the slower speed cars. It's super weird for this thing. What? Okay, maybe that's a good... What? Am I fucking going the wrong way? It reset me the wrong way. Great game, well programmed. Maybe it's worthwhile going for the exit just because you're less likely to fall through the floor. Like I was avoiding the exit on the basis that I was going to have to brake to turn right. But if I have to... Oh, this is friggin' impossible to see, isn't it? Yeah. That was always going to happen. That's his shit. Like, I know the Nintendo 64 is a sick console and all, and you can show off all your sweet lighting effects, but this is fucked. Like, I genuinely have to concentrate on this because it's friggin' hard. And it's this dark. Like, I can see the silhouette of some of these cars. Some of them I just can't see at all. I couldn't see him there for second place when I passed him. Oh, that's not the end of the season. I missed. No. Whoop. Nope. Don't want to do that. How do I undo my timer? Settings. Switch. No. Undo. 8. This is highly unoptimized. Oh, I missed a split, a double split in there somewhere. G'day, Metalhead. How you doing, mate? Yes, I'm claiming a free world record here because there's not a speed run of this I can find anywhere. I did a YouTube search, I did a speedrun.com search, I did a Google search. Couldn't find it, so I figured I'd just at least do a run, no matter how trash that run is, because then somebody can come along and beat it, and they can claim their free world record. But that, and from you got world record in Tokyo Rally. Now, you see, you can probably actually tell me exactly what I'm doing wrong, because I've got no idea whether this is built on the same engine or not, but it's got, at least it's got the same name. Like, this was a 98 release. I think Top Gear Rally was launch window, at least. It might not have been launch itself, but it was launch window. I remember it being really early here in Australia. I don't I wouldn't recommend it. It's not a particularly well made game. Yeah, it's so I'm in the fastest car with all the upgrades, so it's kind of it's ridiculously overpowered. It's just totally overpowered. So, like the tracks are actually not too bad to drive when you're in the early cars, but like it's just they definitely weren't. You can tell that the tracks were designed before they'd decided how fast to make at least this car. They definitely weren't designed in combination. Ooh. So there's like this corner here that you need to brake for, not to be able to make the corner, but just because so you don't go flying over the wall. And like, so it's a pure arcade racer, but you do need to brake in a few places so you don't blow up. Same at the end of this tunnel there. You need to get on the brakes a bit to turn left coming out of it. And I keep missing that. But it's like Mario Kart in that it doesn't matter if I come first or fourth, as long as I come in the top four, I'll progress to, as long as I come in the top four, I'll progress to the next race. And I don't know I don't know if you can fail a championship. I've not done poorly enough to be able to test that. But is there any, in Top Gear Rally, is there any speed tech? Like, I think you can bounce along the walls, or you can, like, if you side grind the walls at the right angle, you don't lose speed, I think, in Top Gear Rally. I've watched a run. It might even have been your run, because it was a couple of months ago. And I think I actually just went to speedrun.com and picked the world record and watched through that, so it might have even been your run. But yeah, you can. It looks like you can rub along the walls without losing speed, and I'm not sure if there's any other tech in it. This game's just got a really weird exploit where you buy cars by earning cash. And then you can also make cash by selling your car. Oh, it actually increases your acceleration. Okay. That's properly broken. So it's like I'm guessing it's that typical game thing where they're trying to program in like collision acceleration to bounce you off the wall, and if you hit it at the right angle, you can exploit that to just increase your acceleration. Whoop. Which sounds like... Ugh. Oh, so grinding makes it a real chore, because you're not just driving around. I see. The thing that makes this... I don't know, I'm literally on my first run of it now. This is just a no reset run to get a time, a set of splits. But the thing that's frustrating about this game is, yeah, all the explosions that you blow up just from hitting walls. Yeah, it's not it's not a game I'm going to grind hard, that's for sure. I might just pull it out for memes. Because I'd originally threatened to do a run of this for the Elite Community Marathon the other weekend, but I didn't have... It was on a bad weekend for me. I had a heap of Christmas stuff last weekend, so I wasn't able to actually slot in a time for the marathon, so I figured I'd at least do a proof of concept run, and then I'd guesstimated it at like 3 hours, but that, considering I'm halfway through season 5 now, I don't think that 3 hours is going to be a I don't think I'm going to be worried about 3 hours. It'll be closer to like an hour 20, maybe an hour 30. the hardest part of the run is probably going to be the last track, because I can't remember the last time I drove around the last track. It was years ago. It's not a good game for engaging with chat either, actually, now that I'm trying to pay attention to where I'm going, and because particularly once you get in this McLaren, like there's no long straights to be able to sit there and read chat. Oh, nice. Mermaid on NES. Wondering if some of those Disney games on NES are really good. Like DuckTales, I remember playing a lot as a kid. It was hot. It was at my local video hire place had it, and we were well and true. By the time I got an NES, like I got an NES as a hand-me-down from my cousins once they got a Super Nintendo, so I was a generation behind there. But it meant at video shops and stuff, I really didn't have too much problem getting the games that I wanted to. So the games, there's two games that really kind of stand out as getting them as like almost semi-regular hires that my mum and dad probably should have just bought us the games. But one of them was DuckTales, the other one was Crush Test Dummies. But I say that, I don't remember even ever completing like the second level on Crush Test Dummies, just like playing that first level. And I couldn't do the second level, but I was young, so it doesn't matter. And then, yeah, DuckTales was a great game. Like it's become... Ooh, how do I get out? Like that. I think a lot of those Capcom NES games are pretty well renowned. Just jumping over walls, apparently. There we go. Nice. Falling through the floor. Yeah, it's ridiculous the speed that you got. At least now that I'm at night, at least now this track's at night, I've got my lights on so I can see. The last time that I did this circuit, it was in twilight, so you couldn't actually see. You couldn't see the other cars. Like it was making them out by silhouette. Whoop, where's the turn? That's weird. That was really... Oh, he's put me off to the side here. This isn't good. Alright. At least I don't think it's good. Maybe this is the way to a new exploit. Honestly... there we go. There's the regular track. Alright, race 6. This is mirror. Just messes with your brain racing some of these mirror tracks. Like, need to be on the brakes earlier. The other thing that this game's got that's very of its time I can't quite read the question, mate, so I'm going to have to come back to that. 6 seasons. Yeah, 6 seasons of the game. Where the fuck am I going? Come on. Yeah, there's 6 seasons, I think, so... got one more after this. So season 6 has got 8 races, so it should be about as long as season 5 plus about another. I think the last track's like long, so I think it's like, I think they were trying to make it Rainbow Road. So it's 8. What's this gonna? It's gonna be 16, 17 minutes by the time I'm done. So it's probably 20 minutes for 20 minutes for season 6, I'd guess. Because the circuits aren't changing except for the very last one, that the Rainbow Road. That's called Space Trucking. The music, by the way, is in the game. I'm not playing that as a secondary source. I'm sure you probably picked that up because it's changing every time I change levels, but the music is very of its time, like late 90s, post-grunge type stuff. The Jarl is real. Oh. Nah, it's... I mean, maybe it is. The band is called Grindstone. What is that? And I've never been able to find them outside of this game. I did like it enough when I was a kid to... take it round to a mate's place where he had his N64 plugged in through his stereo, and his stereo was one of those like multi-component systems that had a CD player and a tape recorder and a radio tuner, and he had the N64 plugged in as like an auxiliary input, and so we recorded, and there's a sound test on here as well, so you can play each of the songs individually, and so we recorded the songs off the N64 cartridge onto cassette. So I mean, it could be Deep Purple song, but they could just be originals by this Grindstone band. Oh, Yeah, no, season 6, okay. I thought that was said season 5 for some reason. So yeah, they were just, I mean, well, I say just, they weren't really. They were nearly 10 years before the MySpace era. So their stuff really isn't going to exist these days. I have looked around for it a little bit, but I mean, maybe I should record the audio tracks and put them up online so that people can listen to them in all their late 90s glory. The other thing that I'm not doing that I probably should be doing if I'm playing out and out for speed is using more nitro. But they do cost $2,000 a pop, and so you don't only get a certain amount of them per win. You probably get 7 or so of them. Yeah, I probably should put them online. Now that you say that, somebody. Well, I mean, I know I'm worried about. I'm not worried about them, but I know that I've thought about them. I did just have my I don't have the Clem squeaky chair. I've got, but my chair's got a little bit of. It's made out of shitty fake leather, so it's got like, it makes a fart noise as you move about on it. It's just the high quality stream that you get from Elias. I haven't actually played Road Rash 64. I should go check it out if the music is good. I mean, the actual music is something that gives it away as at least a mid or a late generation N64 game, because the early games just didn't do that. They couldn't afford the space. They hadn't worked out the compression and all that kind of stuff. Yep. Death there every time. Oh, you did a cover of one of the Road Rash songs. That's awesome. You'll have to, if we're in a common, I think you're in the Elite Discord, aren't you? Yeah. Or Iris Discord. You should drop me a PM with that. I'd be interested in checking that out. Did I? Yes, I did. Undo. There we go. Race 3. Yep. CIV. Yeah, cool. The video game music song that I've always considered. I want to go that way. That I've always considered making a cover of, which I just don't have the skills. I'd have to work out the drums somehow. That's strange. But on the NES, where am I going? This mirror version is messing with my head. On NES, there was a game called Ferrari Grand Prix Challenge, which is like a Formula 1 game, basically. And I always loved the music of that as a kid. And I've actually emailed the guy that did the music for it, this guy called Neil Baldwin, because he had it up on it, like he had a website with all his music on there. So I emailed him to tell him about it because it was really cool. I really enjoyed the music. But there's one song in particular in that I can you just listen to it, and because it's an NES song and they have like three concurrent channels plus noise, you can just tell that it's like made to be a guitar, bass, keyboard song basically. Because you can even hear the guitar has this like the guitar style voice has like a solo in it and all this kind of stuff. It's really cool. But it's made like it's obviously made for the NES. It's like it's a proper chip tune. I think the other thing that I will need to do if I were to care about this time would be to work on my menuing. All of Season 6 so far has been reversed. Maybe the whole thing is reverse, is mirror, which is messes with me a bit. I mean, this song sounds like it was the ballad of their... It's not a full album, it's probably an EP. Ooh. There's probably 6 or so tunes on here. So you'd say that's an EP length. The other thing is, if I do run this for, if we ever run a Elite Community Marathon again, I'm sure we will, they're talking about running them like every 6 months or so, is that if I run this and Jono runs all the bloody Top Gear games and that stuff again, like it'll be like 24 hours of racing games in a 48-hour marathon. The other thing we should probably do as a race would be something like a Mario Kart 64 race, like an all cups no skips race or something, or even an all cups skips race. Skips would be funny because, like, even if some people, I don't know if there's any hardcore Mario Kart runners. I mean, there's some that go the other way, like Abney. We can just make it be all racing games. Elite Community Racing Marathon. Oh, this song's new. I don't think I've heard this one yet tonight. Or maybe I just haven't been paying attention when I've been racing here at this Is it Sandy Beaches or something track? Not doing well. 4th place. I mean, it's enough to get me through the next race. Oh, but not if I do shit like this. Oh, I wonder if we're up for my first reset. Still in... What the fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened? I just did this. I skipped like half the track. Beetle Adventure Racer. Racing, yep. Pod Race, yep. I don't even know all the tracks on Pod Race. Beetle Adventure Racing I would probably struggle with just because I can barely beat that. But that was weird. I was theorizing that skip earlier in the run. I was like, I know that I've done that when I've played it casually. I say I've played it casually, like, I mean, when I was playing this as a kid, I've barely played this in 15 years. But I'm not sure, like, I'm sure there's probably a way to get a consistent setup for that. Because it skipped me around, didn't probably save me all that much time, but, like, considering that there was an accidental crash, I came out of it pretty well. Oh, fucking... This is not good. Alright, gotta make 4th place. Alright, we should be... We might actually be testing that theory about whether we... Although it doesn't matter what position you come, as long as you complete. I have set it to any percent, so that as long as I get to the last race, that's all that matters. Pretty obvious if I'm rolling in 4th that there's potential for time save. Oh, we're going to come in way under an hour and a half. Why did I think this was going to be like 3 hours? My 3-hour estimate might have been based on me driving around the tracks once in the Beetle. Which, who knows, maybe that was... Top Gear Rally's 2-hour run, yeah. I mean, and you say that now, that's once you've actually got some speed tech and stuff worked out. Like, this is just me playing the game casually with a cache exploit. Oh, I missed that shortcut 2 laps in a row now. Oh, that's not good. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what that was, but Ah, yuck. Alright. Fuck me. This has been a terrible race on my part. Super Mario 64, nice, mate. That's a, I mean, it's a pretty cool game. Space Trucking, here we go, last race. Super Mario 64 is, I mean, there's so many reasons why it's still being played today, and has pretty much been played consistently for the last, 12 years as a really high level speed game. Like, there's so much depth to that, to Super Mario 64. I'm just totally intimidated by Super Mario, to be honest. Like, if you're going to take that on, then full power to you, mate. I am totally shit scared of it, though. I have no idea where this track's going. I'm just reacting to what I can see, not anticipating any of it, which isn't good because I'm in 5th. I need to I've got like 40 nitro, so I'm just gonna keep pumping them. Alright, first. Oh, dance. I think Homer Simpson said default is the 2 best words in the English language. That's what we call a default record. A default. Now 23:06. Well, I honestly don't know. G'day, Joey. G'day. You can see how bad that last season was. I went like first, had 2/3 and a 4th. Jeez. Gee. Well, at least now this game has a run. Does this play the credits if I go there? Just to prove, there it is. I've unlocked the taco car. And the credits. So you joined just in time, Joey. Joined just in time, mate. Because I might actually go and play a game you're interested in. Now this game has a run. It didn't have a run an hour and a half ago. This game didn't have a run. Certainly not one that you could find. So, there we are. Is there any obvious time saves? Well, I did stop to fix my splits at some point, so that's probably like 30 seconds of time save. And then, not being shit everywhere, there's probably opportunity to get time save. But I really don't know. Actually, the obvious spot where there's more time save is that the obvious spot where there's time save is I was $500 off buying the Jeep after 2 races. So if I was able to do that, then I'd probably have McLaren a race earlier. So I'd be in the fast car a race earlier. That's the obvious, like, that'd be a reset point, to be honest, if if you were actually grinding attempts of this game, if you couldn't get a Jeep by the third race, that would actually be a reset point. The Taco car. There's another couple of other meme cars in this game as well. There's an N64 logo on wheels. And this is just a taco with tomato wheels. Tomato wheels. No donkeys were harmed during the making of this game. This game is so 90s. It is ridiculous. It hurts. Yeah, they're keeping on their... that's right. They're keeping on the history from Top Gear Rally with the milk truck. Now, is this on a loop, or does it end? No, it is on a loop, because we've already seen Ezra. So, I've now got... Oh, there's a sausage car with pickle wheels. This one's a Nintendo Power car. That's an N64 logo with Nintendo Power wheels. Oh, I don't get to drive the... Oh, disappointment. Disappointment. All right, let's mark that up and